Okay guys, so decided to do a deep bowl blend on the exhaust. As you can see, it's had a decent amount of metal taken out, but still, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that back wall of the bowl is a little bit too far back to begin with. But whenever you're porting, you have to get rid of all those paste ooze lines, otherwise the customer will have a fit. Unfortunately, that's the way things happen. This is nowhere near thin. Is it similar to the chunk that DV did? It's similar. It is not the same. I actually am going to do a little more work to that chunk. As good as the exhaust is, I think we can make it even a little better. And it doesn't matter if I blow a hole in that, because that's what that chunk is for. As of right now, we got tons of metal, and this is looking pretty good. So what is it? What did the bowl blend do? Now, some of the comments on the last video were very good. I like the guy that has the machine shop that was begging customers to do bowl blends. I totally understand that. For the money invested, the time invested, it's tough to beat. With my OCD, I can't do it. I have to do full porting. But that's just the way my brain is. I can't help it. The other video that's coming up is I did the pinch on the intake port, and we'll see what kind of gains or losses that gives. It's quite interesting, and we'll get all the airspeeds and stuff on that. But let's take a look at how we did on this exhaust. Okay, we're going to be comparing this column to this column. This is Tim's head, stock 1.5. This is also a stock 1.5, but I added the bowl blend. Let's see how we did as far as pluses and minuses. It looks good to me. In fact, it's a pretty impressive gain for a bowl blend. I expected it to be good, but not quite that good. That's really good. There are no losses, and we even lost that noise that we had. So the port is obviously a lot happier. And we get 170 with a pipe on it, which is better than a lot of heads flow. Okay, now remember, you got to use an 1 7/8 pipe because the port's so tall. In reality, probably an oval header might work better. That's a good question. I don't know about that, but interesting to think about. Okay, messy airspeeds. All of the numbers on the left side are the stock ports. They go to this flow curve. All the numbers on the right side go to the bowl blended. Now, plus, minus, plus, 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 plus. Look at the huge difference we have. All right? Big step up, small step back, decent step up, big step up, big step up, huge step up. Look at this, 230 to 309, massive step up. Step up, look at this, step up. So, what does that tell us? Well, let's take a look at the port itself. The port is considerably wider across here, okay? It's a touch deeper, but you have to be careful how deep you go because you don't want to make a hole here, right? Now, yeah, it would be nice if I had... I do have DV's head chunk. Let's take a quick look at that. We can do some measuring and find out exactly how tall that is. As you can see, I was making holes in this just to figure out, right? Figure out what we got. Notice that big dip in the port that I can't stand. They should have never done that. And you can also see where the guide attaches to the port itself. we could probably figure out exactly how much metal we have in the roof of that bowl right there, and we could probably make this even better. But this chunk of head is no joke to make a hole through. It's thick everywhere, really. I mean, I'm pretty impressed with these little open chambers, to be honest. I think these will easily beat the 302s that I put a ton of work into, but we'll find out for sure. Sorry, lost my train of thought, guys. I can certainly see where putting a bigger valve in these is not a problem, and would just make the ports work even better. So I'm sure there's numbers out there somewhere, guys putting oversized valves in here. I'm willing to bet you could even go 202.16 on these without any problem at all, and get some pretty impressive flow numbers out of these. Off the top of my head, I'm gonna guess somebody's gotten 260, 265 out of these with an oversized valve. I'll tell you where I'm shooting for. I'm going to shoot for 250 with this size valve. Is that out of the realm of possibility? Maybe with a 178, but that's what I'm going to shoot for. And what is life without goals anyway, even if they're kind of ridiculous? Let's take a look at that short side. Okay, the short side just got a little rounding off, and that's it. Notice I didn't even polish anything. At this point of development on these, remember, DV and I have already done the lion's share of the development work on that cylinder head chunk. DV did most of it. DV gave me the ability to change the design if I thought I could improve it, but I'm going to have to prove it on that chunk. Okay, a little bit different view of the bowl. You can see, parts of it hasn't been touched. Now, you can see the whole roof did get touched because I wound up making deep grooves in it when I was doing the bowl blend. So a lot of this port has been touched. I would consider it a very deep bowl blend. Let's take a look at the flange side. Okay, a little bit better view where I actually did do the grinding up until that big bulge in the port. Now, you can take some of that bulge out, but that is definitely the thin spot in that port. I would not take it. You might be able to take it completely out and have a straight roof, which would be nice. I'll have to do some measuring on that. I can't say for sure whether you can or not. This port actually has a decent sized chunk knocked out by that bolt, but obviously it is what it is. It's the way it came from the factory. Sometimes they do that because they hammer off chunks of the sand core and they take little pieces of the block out. These heads had a lot of chips in the chambers. Let me show you that. All right, not a lot, but you can see we've got some hammer marks in the chamber where they knocked the sand cores out. You'll see a lot of cylinder heads have that. It's not that big a deal. Okay, you can see I still left the original 3-angle valve job. I did not put a radius or anything on that. And it's still working damn well. Remember, I haven't changed the chamber at all yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to go piece by piece and we're going to find out where the gains are. We're going to and remember, I've got eight chambers and 8 ports that I can port in different succession and do videos if that's what you guys would like me to do. It just adds to my workload, which is already insane. Oh yeah, thanks Spectrum. We've got no communications at work. That's awesome. Really appreciate that, guys. As if a Saturday isn't tough enough as I'm working in the shop. What are you gonna do? You can't win them all, Let's improve the system by going off radio telemetry and going to all fiber. It makes sense, right? More modern. Until it doesn't work. Oh well. That's just the way technology is, right, guys? Okay, I've rambled on enough for one day. Next video up will be the pinch of the intake. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Have a good night.